Well, welcome back to American Beef Ranch. Today we are having some corn chopped, and I made a big mistake. That's what's going on. Hey everybody, welcome back to American Beef Ranch. My name is Jesse. Thanks for stopping in. We're getting our corn chopped. Our corn is getting harvested so that it can be fed to cows. So over here we've got the packing tractors working on the silage pit. The dairy has two 9520R John Deere tractors packing silage here. They have a couple others because apparently there's another chopper somewhere else. And then we've got 6 10-wheelers. I think one's broken down right now, but we've got 6 10-wheelers out here helping haul silage. So far we've got 185 acres to chop. Our big pivot is completely chopped. It went okay, and the yield was better than we thought, so that's great. But we are into, I don't know, we're at 135 or 140 acres. So we've got about 40-ish, 45 acres left, or a little more than that, about 50 acres left. And they're just cruising along. But this morning, we'll head over here and I'll just show you. So the dairy also brought a water truck for us to use. It's right over here. And we've been using that to help keep dust down in certain spots, but I don't have any water on right now, and I let the water in the pond, and the pond overflowed, and it overflowed bad. It overflowed really bad. So this morning when they were trying to open this field up, they ran into some mud. And so now we have a strip of corn here along the edge that we're not able to chop, and it gets wider out here, but this whole chunk of corn we're not able to chop because I flooded it. So that really stinks. It's my fault. This one's on me for sure. But we had 3 trucks stuck. The tractor that's here to pull stuff stuck things out, stuck, and the chopper got stuck. Luckily we have those big packing tractors here around. They were able to get things pulled out and get going. I want to go take a look at this corn that we're chopping, because right now we're in the best corn in the whole place, and so I want to go look at it and obviously show you guys while we're at it. Okay, so here's our corn, the best corn in the whole place. I know where the chopper's at, so we're safe. And this is good 10-foot tall corn. Yeah, I mean that's good 10-foot tall corn. This is what we're looking for corn silage. We want, you know, biomass. We want as much as we can get in there. We've got good decent ears on every stalk. The plant population looks really good. We planted 38,000 plants per acre. This is awesome looking corn. If I had 185 acres of this, I would be over the moon ecstatic. But we don't. We only have, unfortunately, of this awesome corn, we only have about 12 acres. But it looks really good. Yeah, so go ahead and so you guys can see the color difference. Even though it got frosted, it's barely denting, so that corn's still pretty wet, really. But anyway, really happy with this corn. It makes me excited about what's possible and what we did with what we have, you know. So that's cool. But here, let's show you the chopper coming. Interestingly enough, there's actually a section here. It's not quite as tall, but if you notice here, it didn't get hurt by the frost near as bad. It's like right here, it switches and the frost line comes lower. I don't know if it's just because of where this corn sits, but this corn is still really green. You know, I can feel the moisture here versus the other spot, but I don't know if there's just something right here with the soil. This upper part of this pivot, everything this way, this dirt is like killer. Anybody in this valley would love to have this dirt right here. It's really good. The bottom part, I don't know if you can see it down there. It's not very good. You can see, but that wasn't irrigated until last year. So it's got some room for improvement, and we moved a lot of dirt too, and that does things. So I've got to go run the water truck again. Let's go get the water truck filled up and get some water spread so we can keep the dirt down, because nobody wants dirt in their cow feed. All right, this is super simple. We have a riser, valve opener, and a hose. We hook the hose up here and we turn on the valve opener. So valve opener. There we go. All right. Water comes out. Smells is great. Been watching chop some corn. Naughty cow. Beautiful October day. Like, the weather's absolutely phenomenal. So we still have this field over here, 25 acres, and then field up on the hill about 20, and then whatever's left over there. We got about 55 acres of corn left to chop, so they'll get it done. Hopefully today. We'll see. So I'm actually gonna walk across the canal here and shut a valve off at the pump, because usually this valve on this pivot right behind me leaks even though it's shut, and I don't want another mud hole. I'm afraid I may have already made one over there. Don't really know. Have to go look, but let's shut a valve off over here. There we go. I swear this heifer just wants to die. She's been living in the corn, basically. She will not stay in. She just goes through the slats for the eating bars. Yes, you're a problem. Go. You need to go home. Go. But she just runs back over there, and she'll be out if I put her up. So I'm just gonna wait until they're done chopping, and we'll move them out, let the cows graze, and we'll be good to go. Old International water truck. I bet we're low on air. Oh, not much. Shut up. Let her air up. So this water truck's pretty easy. We got our pump, cooling fan, automatic transmission, and our valves. The only one we need is this guy right here to run the back. So I'm gonna spread water out, and I don't really know where I'm gonna spread water, but I'm gonna spread water. All right, water spread. I don't know if we're gonna need to spread anymore. My wife just got home and she brought me some food, so I'm gonna go eat it. Lunch was great, thanks for asking. Had a number 6 regular on White Mike's Way. No tomato, extra onion, and mayo from Jersey Mike's. Number 6 is roast beef. I just like roast beef. Anyway, oh, I gotta throw some trash away. The trash can stinks very badly. We've got to go move some pivots, remove a pivot and there's a big rock in the field, and I don't want the chopper to hit it, and I need to get it out of the field anyway, so we're gonna go move that. All right, first things first, got to come in through the weeds. We'll go around and get this pivot moving off the pivot so I don't know why, but this percent timer turns itself down if I duct tape it in place. The pivot companies heard of them speeding themselves up, but not slowing themselves down. So I guess this pivot's unique. All right, pivot's moving. we gotta drive down this backside here, and in the weeds up here is a big rock I gotta find. So somewhere in here is a really big rock. So I'm gonna just dig around until I find it, and then we'll pull it up here to the side so they can chop this last little bit of corn and not have to worry about a rock. I found it. It's hard to see, but it's right there. I thought it was bigger than that, but we're gonna go ahead and push that rock back. Still picking up. I'm gonna mosey around in here and make sure there's nothing else, and then I think all we got left to do today is take care of the chickens. So I went ahead and came up here and just in this field got some corn to feed the chickens. You know, and you see stuff like this and people freak out. I ran a corn chopper before. Guys, like up in this field there's 38,000 plants per acre, and sometimes stuff gets stuck in the header and you start flattening corn and you can't even see it until it gets behind you. You know, those choppers are pretty big and it's hard to see, so it happens. You lose a little corn, and it's not that big of a deal. Like I said, 38,000 plants per acre. So anyway, I got to move this pivot now because they are done up here, and they are on the last field down here. They've got about 20 acres left to do. I don't know if they're going to get done today or if they're going to quit. Let's find out. All right, I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm up on the kind of a crest of a hill. This whole field is up on a hill. Anyway, this part in this field is way too close to the touching the pivot. Like the pivot's literally only like a foot off the ground over here, so obviously you can't plant corn. So what I did was plant triticale, which you can see the triticale is kind of there, not really, and I planted radishes, and I think the radishes have gone to seed. They most definitely have. So that's a radish there. Probably not the best thing to let them go to seed. They can become invasive. So this place may have radishes, which isn't a bad plant. The radish will help turn the dirt up. Let me see if I can get one pulled out of the ground here. Oh, yeah, so that's one of the radishes that's in the ground up here. The ones in the good dirt, it looks real, like where the dirt's better, it's really thick, and then obviously you got where the dirt's not very good, it looks like that. But it did help with my goal of not you know, not letting this just turn to weeds, which was the goal. So that's good. But the cows will come up here and eat most of this when we let them out once these guys are done. So that's good, more forage for them. And yeah, then we're gonna replant this fall for hopefully a harvest in May. So gonna drive past and show you the silage pile. Obviously we're not completely done yet, but we're about there. This field over here doesn't have a whole lot of corn in it, unfortunately. But not a bad little pile of silage, you know. And a couple of those fields turned out a lot better than I thought they were going to. I was honestly really nervous, like sickeningly nervous about how this corn crop was going to be, because I want to be a good partner for the dairy. I mean, organic feed's a lot of money. They paid a lot of money for feed. I wanted to, you know, be a good partner and continue to have that outlet for organic crops if I wanted to sell them, you know, if I wanted to grow corn. And like I said, I was really, really worried about how it was going to turn out. So it's okay, it's not great, but there's some, especially those other fields we looked at earlier, there's a lot of potential. And then that field up on top of the hill was actually a lot better than I thought, so that makes me feel better. This field's okay. It's got some bad spots though, but you know, we'll make the ground better like we know how, and we'll work, and we'll honestly we'll have a better next year. So I'm gonna sit here for a minute, and then I got a few more chores to do, and then I think we're about done. All right, we got the Red Rangers all fed up and watered. Usually I feed them in the morning, but this morning when I fed, I didn't have enough feed for a full day, so I went ahead and brought them some food now, watered them up, and they still got plenty of green grass in here, and they're honestly looking really good. They've really healthy bird. Excuse me, that was gross. And so far, really happy with Red Rangers over Cornishes at this point in time. Obviously, we got to see how they taste and finish out in the next, oh, like 8 weeks, I think, 6 weeks, something like that. Anyway, back to chopping corn. I'm glad those other fields were better than I expected, because this field, while it is better than I expected, it's not very good. This is some pretty poor corn. I expected that. This field is obviously the worst field on paper, and it is. It's been the worst field since I started farming it 3 years ago. Anyway, I don't know what their plan is. I don't know if they're going to keep going or not, but from a short cornfield in south central Idaho, I think I'm going to go call it quits today. I hope you have a wonderful day. God bless. We'll see you next time on American Beef Ranch.